Awesome. Thank you so much, Owen. And again, thank you guys for being here with us tonight. We so appreciate you taking the time. I mean, it is getting darker earlier after all. So, what better way to spend your evening than learning more about the sunny Mediterranean? And our friends at Jet Travel have put together such a great group program for you guys. So, we're going to talk a little bit about that. And then also ship life on board celebrity cruises. So Jet has selected a sailing on the Celebrity Ascent, which departs September 23rd next year. So great time to be, heading out. It's going to be getting chilly here in Ashland. So wonderful time to be away for sure. And just to keep me honest here, how many of you have sailed Celebrity before? Oh, a good amount of hands. Nice. Okay, very good. Well, I'm glad that many of you have had a chance to experience Celebrity. The Ascent is taking everything to the next level. It's one of our very new ships. It's actually, we're taking delivery of her in just a couple of weeks. So she'll be fresh in the water and still in just lovely condition by the time you guys sail on her in September. So, like I said, Ascent is coming to us as a brand new ship. She's part of our Edge class fleet for those of you who have sailed the brand. So that's just a nice way to say that it's one of our very new ships. It is her inaugural season in Europe too. So we're offering a lot of different itineraries, but most of them are starting out from Rome or Barcelona and lots of great destinations in between. That advanced note. A little more about our ship and all of the lovely spaces. So I'm sure, those of you who are looking to book this trip are probably interested at the interior accommodations. Where will you be sleeping at night? Because it is so important to rest and recharge so that you're ready to explore the beautiful Mediterranean and all the destinations that we're going to see. Celebrity, we're kind of known for a more luxurious style accommodation, but at a premium price point. So it's a nice cost point, but really beautiful, minimalistic, modern look. We do offer a cashmere bedding selection in each and every stateroom. So whether you're in our lovely retreat, which is our suites class cabin, all the way to inside, you can look forward to a wonderful, comfortable, restful night's sleep. So let's talk a little bit about the retreat. As the tagline says, it's all suites, all included, all exclusive. So if you're a person that really loves to travel and enjoy all the wonderful luxurious accommodations that any line might have to offer, this would be it on Celebrity. Our very best cabin on board the Celebrity Ascent is the Iconic Suite. This is a 2-bed, 2-bath accommodation with a central living room area. It does sleep up to 6. So you could book this for yourself. You could share it with others, but it's a wonderful way to travel in totally new luxury. We also have an Edge Villa. So this is kind of your condo style living at sea. It's a 2-level accommodation, upper level bed and bath, lower level living quarters, an additional bath, does sleep 4. So again, could be shared or you could just keep it for yourself. And the beauty of this stateroom is it has its own private plunge pool on its private veranda. So really lovely accommodations, and you can see lovely decor as well. And then our introductory level for our suites are the Sky Suite. So this is a wonderful, larger interior. So it's about 450 square feet, including the veranda. So in Cruise World, that's pretty spacious. It's a nice big cabin here, and you can see lots of space to, do in-suite dining if you wish. Beautiful veranda, and then you have that lovely, comfortable bedding as well. So take a look at our suite class cabins. The retreat experience includes the access to this wonderful retreat sun deck area. It's its own sequestered pool, bar, lounge space, but a wonderful, restful, relaxing place to retreat to at the end of the day. Suites class does have its own specialty dining restaurant called Luminate. So you can see here, really smaller, more intimate venue, just because it does cater to a smaller subset of our cabins, but wonderful, decadent cuisine. We actually have a partnership with Daniel Boulud. He is a Michelin star chef, and he curates all of the menu items and creates the entire menu for Luminate. So breakfast, lunch, dinner, excellent dining throughout your entire voyage. And then this is a look at that retreat lounge space. So maybe you've got to take a quick phone call someplace, or maybe you just need a separate area to, put your feet up, maybe, write some notes down from the day, however you like to spend your free time. This is an added space for retreat class guests as well. Another class that we offer up on Celebrity Cruises is called Aqua Class. So Aqua Class is catered more to your fitness lovers, people who have adopted a healthy new lifestyle and they really want to stick to it while they're traveling. I mean, cruising has a bad reputation for, making everybody gain a lot of weight, but that is so not the case on Celebrity, period, end of story. Aqua Class is kind of a way to give you a little more insurance on that. So Aqua Class features a lovely veranda stateroom, as you can see here. Spacious interior, and then access to its own private dining restaurant called Blue. So Blue is a restaurant that features more clean style dining, more Mediterranean style cuisine. So kind of that blue zone, healthy lifestyle choice, but don't worry, you will leave plenty full. It is unlimited dining throughout, but it's just kind of healthier fare in a smaller setting. Another lovely perk of Aqua Class is that you have access to this wonderful spa area called the Persia Gardens. So it's a beautiful lie flat tile beds. They're all warmed and they have a beautiful view. And there's also wonderful relaxation lounge spaces, steam rooms, sauna. There's a crystallarium. If you guys kind of like that, more crunchier, holistic well-being, that is a wonderful way to experience, some restful relaxation and rejuvenation while you're sailing with us in Aqua Class. Okay, so guys, this is a look at our infinite veranda. You can see it's very similar to that Aqua Class cabin, and they are in fact the same cabin footprint. It's just that an infinite veranda is your cabin, and then you just would go to main dining, and you would not have access to the spa area. But all in all, this is still a wonderful way to experience the Mediterranean. You can see it's a beautiful view out of your cabin there. Wonderful. Space to just unwind and rest, and still that cashmere bedding so that you're feeling rested and rejuvenated at the end of a long day of exploration. I think it's important to note that the infinite veranda, it looks like a whole wall of window. The top actually comes down, so it's very functional. You can still have that outside space, but your veranda is part of your total cabin footprint. So let's say it's pretty rare, but sometimes it rains in the Mediterranean. If it happens to be a day like that, it's nice to have that footprint part of your interior cabin. So that way you've got, that extra space available to you as well. So I know in addition to infinite verandas, we do offer ocean view staterooms. Ocean view staterooms are basically just, a wall of window, but the top is not operable. And then we also offer inside cabins as well. So same cabin footprint, but now you just wouldn't have, access to the outside. But we usually put like a mirror in there, so it has a really nice spacious feel to it, and it is the same amount of space. So I think that's important to note as well. So whether you're inside, ocean view, infinite veranda, all the way up to a suite, you can look forward to a wonderful rest while you are on Celebrity Cruises. Okay, so there is more to cruising than rest, right? It is all about the onboard experiences, and we have so many to offer. I know dining is a huge draw for cruisers. We offer up excellent award-winning culinary experiences throughout the entire ship. And it's really wonderful on Celebrity that we have so many that are included. I know there are many cruise lines that offer up a number of specialty restaurants. We are no different, but we have so many that are included, and we have worked really hard to make sure that Ascent offers up a really unique experience when it comes to dining as well. We've got 4 main dining restaurants. I know we took a poll of who's cruised Celebrity, but who's cruised ever? Period. End of story with anybody. Most everybody. Okay. So you guys probably know usually it's just one big main dining room, right? Well, we've got 4 small ones to offer up. So we'll get more into that in just a bit, but that's kind of a unique touch for our Edge class ships. We talked about the Suite class restaurant Luminé, the Aqua class restaurant Blue. In addition to that, we have 6 specialty restaurants. These are restaurants that would have an added per person charge. Dine at them if you wish, but you certainly don't have to. Otherwise, we have 6 other complimentary dining venues to choose from, in addition to your 4 main dining restaurants, and then 11 bars and lounges. We want to make sure that no one is thirsty ever. So really important when you're cruising to have that access to. So lots of included venues, lots of spaces to grab whatever it is that your body might need at that moment. So more about those complimentary main dining restaurants. Main dining is such a fun experience when it comes to cruising, and we have so improved it with the Celebrity Ascent and our Edge class ships. So instead of that one big dining restaurant, we've got 4 now, and they each have their own kind of corner of the world's cuisine that we are featuring, which is really fun and unique. So you get that smaller, more intimate dining experience versus, the large dining rooms are nice too, but this is just kind of a different take on it. So our four different cuisines that we have to offer, we've got cosmopolitan, which is kind of your wonderful New York style supper club type dining, just very like American, modern, and fresh. Cyprus is more Mediterranean in feel, lots of Greek cuisine there as well, and a wonderful lamb tagine. So if you like a little bit of spice to your meals, that is a great restaurant to dine in. But don't worry, I'll let you guys know. My husband is a spice lover. I am a Minnesotan. Butter's a spice, gravy's a beverage, and I was definitely happy to choose something at Cyprus too. So it is not spicy always, but it's there for you if you want it. Normandy is our French restaurant. So that's kind of, a little bit more seafoody, lots of great sauces, really delicious as well. And then Tuscan is great for anybody that loves Italian food. So lots of great pastas, nice cuts of meat, and kind of your more traditional Italian dishes as well. And these are all included with your cruise fare. You can rotate around them as you wish. You can dine together if you like. Lots and lots of flexibility when it comes to main dining. Okay, so enough about food. I know it's getting closer to dinner time, but let's talk a little bit more about our wide open spaces on board the ship. So we've got our lovely rooftop garden. You can see these beautiful structures here that look like trees, kind of. They serve as lights and they're just kind of a beautiful decorative piece. We, of course, have a lovely infinity pool in addition to our main lap pool as well, and then abundant seating throughout as well. So you can kind of find your own nook and cranny and just enjoy some time with the people that you're traveling with. And I kind of talked earlier, we want to make sure no one is ever thirsty. So in that same vein, the Sunset Bar is a great place to grab a cocktail and just kind of socialize a little bit if you wish, and enjoy the beautiful sunsets that this bar is named after, since it's all the way at the back of the ship. Grand Plaza, this is kind of the heartbeat of the ship. So it's right in the middle. It takes up deck 3, 4, and 5. This top structure here is actually a light show. So you'll find certain times in the night, maybe you're passing by and all of a sudden everything's lit up and, the bar is getting real jazzy. And then you see the bartenders be pouring, like 30 martinis all at once. That's our wonderful martini show. So this is a great venue to catch all of that in. And of course, enjoy a martini of your own as well. Magic Carpet, this is another special and unique space to Celebrity Cruises. It's a cantilever balcony that we can raise and lower to any deck height. It's important to know it is not a ride, but more a multifunctional space that we utilize as we need to. So for example, maybe it's off the side of the pool deck, all the way up at deck 14 and it's a sea day. We have a great opportunity to alleviate our, bar congestion. We can open up a second bar on Magic Carpet. There's additional seating available as well. So it's a really wonderful multifunctional space there. We may put it all the way up at the top as an experience called Dining at the Edge. And it's a specialty venue that will open up weather permitting. So, it's probably not available right now to book, but when you get on board, we'll know if that will be something that you might be able to do. I think putting it to your itinerary, this space is going to be a really great dock area for tender boats. That's probably how you will most utilize it. It's a wonderful way to, hop off-ish the ship, I guess, and you're on your dock area, and then you can proceed into our tender launches. How many of you have tried to hop from a big boat to a small one? It's really hard, right? Yeah, you're kind of like in between two boats and oh gosh, a certain wave comes up, you feel a little scared, but not on Celebrity Ascent because we've got that wonderful dock area with the magic. All right. Another great venue, the theater, in our entertainment as a whole. We actually have a whole wraparound LED screen in our theater. So this allows for excellent magic effects. We've got great aerial acts coming down. The club, if you guys like to boogie down and dance the night away, it's a wonderful place to do that. If you're a person that likes daytime entertainment, we'll have escape rooms, archery, a live video game sequence with, lit up flooring. So the club is not just a space to dance the night away, but a really fun venue all day. Destination Gateway, we deliver a lot of destination presentations. So let's say you're on board with us and you're not quite sure what you'd like to do 2 ports from now. You might notice in our celebrity daily schedule that there's an opportunity to learn more about Mykonos, for example. You can come down to the Destination Gateway. We'll deliver a great presentation about all the things to do, the fun things to see. You guys will, of course, already know because you were here at Jet Travel. But if you needed a refresher, that would be a great opportunity to look into it further. All right. And the spa, so, kind of back to being that fitness focus, wellness focus, these are all of our spa and wellness associated venues. So you can see beautiful spaces to lounge. I mean, look at that sauna with a great view. Got our relaxation chairs. If you like to work out, we've got a full fitness studio complete with Peloton bikes, if that's your jam. Lots of things to do to stay healthy and feed your well-being as needed. Okay. So enough about ship life. Let's talk more about the Mediterranean. I know that's what you guys really came to see here today. So the itinerary that Jet has looked at with us is Greek Isles, Turkey, and Italy. It's from Rome to Barcelona. It is a 12-night sailing, so lots of opportunity to see some great highlights of the Mediterranean, take a deep dive in some destinations, and just all in all, cruise the Med in celebrity style. All right. So our first stop is going to be Rome, Italy. So depending on when you would like to arrive, more time is more time. So I would suggest flying in at least a day prior, maybe two. Rome is a beautiful city. There's so much to see and do. And getting there early allows you opportunity to kind of acclimate to the time zone, maybe feel a little more rested and recharged. And then certainly if there are airline shenanigans, you have the opportunity to recover too, right? So strongly recommend coming in early, and Rome will definitely make it worth your while with all the beautiful sights that she has to offer. I mean, who wouldn't want to go and see the Colosseum, the Vatican? These are beautiful world-class destinations on everyone's bucket list. So it's definitely worth coming in a bit earlier for as well. Great opportunity to start sampling Italian foods as well. I mean, who doesn't love a nice dish of fresh pasta, and just kind of acclimating to the culture there as well. So you can see Rome is a beautiful cosmopolitan city, lots of ancient ruins, really easy to navigate. You can catch a taxi and get to and from, a variety of destinations as well. Our port that we are departing from is about 2 hours south of Rome. It's Civitavecchia. So you'll want to make sure that you are ready with a transfer. I know Jet will help you guys with that as well. But it's definitely worth coming in early to explore Rome to the fullest and then head down to the port so that we can head out at 5 p.m. sharp, because if we got some other destinations to sail to, right? We want to make sure we get there. So our next stop, after you have a lovely dinner on board, you're feeling rested, rejuvenated, we are heading into Naples, Italy. So I know this is a destination that is just so beautiful, so classic and old world. You can see, the wonderful ruins that are here as well. We've got these lovely castles. And it's actually a UNESCO World Heritage Site, the whole city of Naples, which is really beautiful. So definitely take some time to walk around, explore the sites, and just feel like a modern day traveler, just going and seeing everything that you can while you're in port that day. But certainly the highlight are these beautiful twin towers here. So be sure to check those out. There's a beautiful museum that features the works of Michelangelo. So that is certainly a destination highlight as well. And take the time to look at this beautiful cliffside city too. Oftentimes you'll come into these areas and you'll walk up a winding path, seeing a lot of great things along the way. But take that moment to look back and view all that you've seen as well, because you'll find a lovely view and kind of that picture postcard photo of our ships as well. All right. Day three, we are just safe. You get to enjoy the beautiful amenities on board the ship. I actually had an opportunity to sail in Europe with my family a few years back. So, take the time to rest, rejuvenate. But that's actually a picture of myself, my husband, my two boys, just kind of enjoying a lovely dinner. We were actually on Apex, which is a sister ship to the Celebrity Ascent. So we had a chance to try all the wonderful pools. We loved seeing, all the lit up features on the ship as well. But certainly if you like to just lounge, rest, rejuvenate, all of that is available to you there as well. So take the time to recharge, because we got another destination coming. We're heading into Olympia in Greece. So brand new country now, which is really exciting. And I'm sure, as you guys know, there's so much history when it comes to Greek culture. And Olympia is not a destination that will disappoint. You'll find all of the wonderful pillars here as well. You'll see a lot of the areas where they used to give plays and seminars as well. So it's a really beautiful historical city, but lovely and coastal as well. Lots of shopping, restaurants. And this is a great place to take a catamaran cruise and just kind of enjoy that classic Mediterranean feel of being on the water in a a smaller ship for the day and just enjoying the lovely beaches and scenery as well. All right. Next up, another major city, Athens, Greece. Athens is a wonderful and cosmopolitan city as well. And the nice thing about Athens is the port Piraeus is really not at all far from the city center. So it's a great opportunity to be so very much of Athens, where because you don't really have that major commute into the city center. So really easy to, hop off, explore a little bit, try, some authentic Greek foods, of course. Food is always such a wonderful way to connect with a culture. But here you can see the Parthenon, which is, the home of the goddess Athena. And you can see lots of other historical works that pay homage to those wonderful Greek gods and goddesses as well. Um, Athens, you'll find a lot of classic Mediterranean architecture, kind of those dome top buildings. So definitely stop by, the local churches. You'll find, so many beautiful things to see and do in Athens. And thankfully, we're there quite a lot. So 8 to 8, a full 12-hour day in Athens. All right. Next up, day 6 is Mykonos. So Mykonos is kind of beachy town. This is such a beautiful area to explore and see. And yes, it really is all white, as you can see. I know in lots of postcards, you kind of see the sea of white dome top buildings. Again, that very classic Mediterranean style architecture, but it is truly like that. It's so beautiful. You'll find all these wonderful cavernous winding paths. So it's really easy to get lost in Mykonos. So just be aware of that. Bring a map. You'll want to make sure that you can get back to the ship or wherever it is that you're going. Mykonos is often called Little Venice because of that. If you've ever been to Venice, that's another area you can very easily become lost with all the winding and weaving roads and paths. The windmills, which I don't have a picture of, are very iconic in Mykonos too. You'll probably see those as we're coming in. I do have one. They're, really different looking windmills than what we really have here, but you can kind of see the little fires coming off, and that's a really beautiful area to see. My family, we chose to visit, I forget how to say it, but it's Sorrow Beach. So that's a wonderful area where you can take a bus over. We do have some organized shore excursions and just spend the day. Lots of great restaurants, beautiful warm water. And it's just a wonderful way to kind of unwind, get a little sunshine. And if you're a beach lover, this is a great place to visit a beach for sure. There's lots to choose from. All right. Next up, we are headed to Ephesus, Turkey. So as you can see, Ephesus has a lot of history and culture here. And Kudasi is the port city here. So Kudasi is a little far, from the historical sites here. So definitely plan your day accordingly. We sure encourage, booking some shore excursions in advance, especially to go and see, this beautiful city and its ruins here. This is another UNESCO World Heritage Site, so you'll want to make sure that you are checking this off your bucket list since you're here already. But you can see the beautiful architecture here, and then also, the wonderful statues. And the Temple of Artemis is another key destination here in Ephesus. So take advantage of, being in Turkey, lots of differences in culture and food as well. Yes, question. I heard something about that on the news. I know we currently don't offer a hot air balloon excursion, but I did hear something. I think it was on NPR, something about Turkey is really ramping up hot air balloons, and they'll use it as like a taxi service almost. Is that what you're talking about? Yeah. So I'm sure we are looking into it, and I'm sure we will have something available. But yeah, that's kind of new on the scene, and I think it's kind of limited where it's offered. So I don't know if Ephesus would be included, but keep your eye out for short excursions. Talk to our friends at Jet Travel; they'll help you out there too. But great question, you betcha, for sure. Yeah. So hot air balloon rides are definitely a thing in Turkey, although I'm not sure if they are in Ephesus. But yeah, lots and lots to see and do. But here it's going to be a very, museum-y culture type of day. You'll want to make sure you're seeing the ruins and all these beautiful temples that are left. Okay. So next up, we've got Rhodes in Greece. So Rhodes is a really beautiful destination. This is yet another UNESCO World Heritage Site. It's an entirely walled city. So it's easy to navigate. You can walk off the ship, just kind of head in. The wall is basically right across the road from the port, and you can go in and explore and see all these old temples. And it's such an odd feeling, being American, we don't have that kind of thing here. I remember taking my boys here. We walked in, we were inside the walled city, and kids really need a chance to play, right? So we happened to notice there was a playground. So we wandered over to his public playground. The boys were playing, but there was like just a ruin, like right here, like not far at all from the playground. So again, you'll find wonderful ways to experience that, old style Greek cultural heritage. And it's just an entirely different experience being inside a walled city too. So lots of cobblestones, so do be aware of that as well. But really excellent walking and just kind of sightseeing opportunity right off the ship here as well. There's a beautiful beach in this area too called Rocky Beach. So if you did need a little bit more beach time, this is a great place to do it as well. There's lots of beach clubs on the north coast of the city, but lots to see and do, and so much heritage here as well. Okay, next up, a fan favorite, Santorini, Greece. Santorini is a very beautiful city. And so much of it is white, so it's odd that there's like, all of this colorful architecture here, but you can see beautiful city facade. But it is so lovely and so iconic. I feel like this is kind of like a crown jewel of Greece to be in Santorini. Santorini is built up on a cliff. So this is an area that will be tendering, so making good use of that edge dock, that will lower down. You'll tender into the port, and then you'll have to take a funicular up to the mountain to get actually into the city. It's just a couple euros for a ride, and you can buy a round trip right at the bottom. But it's a beautiful way to like see back at the ship. You can see my son kind of peeking out. Fun ride for sure. Once you get up there, you'll be amongst all these beautiful white buildings. There's so many restaurants and beautiful spaces to explore. This is a great day to just enjoy, walking around the city, trying some new foods, seeing some beautiful sunsets. We are there until 10 p.m. So you can enjoy a true, authentic Greek dinner with a beautiful sunset as well. There of ruins in this area. This is a less ruinous place, which, sounds great. But I know for us going in, that's kind of a highlight to many destinations. But there is a small set called the Acrofini ruins. So that is a bit of a commute from the city. So if you are interested in making sure you're seeing all of the ruins that are available on this trip, because there are so many, just plan accordingly for Santorini because it is a little bit of a commute out there too. But otherwise, great destination to take a beach day if you didn't get enough in the other ports as well. But all in all, this is really the city that you just want to walk and explore, and it's on a grid system, so you won't get lost too. So that's much easier to navigate too. Okay, all right. So next up, we've got another beautiful day at sea. Spend it how you choose. Maybe you'd like to catch a theater production show. Another great space on board that I didn't cover earlier is called Eden. It's kind of an indoor terrarium. It's 3 stories tall, abundant seating, complimentary breakfast and lunch are served there as well. Enjoy some time at the pool or maybe just looking back at the ocean waves. Great opportunity to reflect on, the many ruins, UNESCO World Heritage sites that you've seen, and just kind of take some notes about it as well. And I forgot, I put a little video in there too. So there you go. All right, so day 11 brings us to Malta. Malta is one of the most beautiful cities I have ever docked into. It is just so lovely, lots of varying architecture, as you can see here, and it is a world-class city. This is probably going to be the most multicultural city that you will have seen. I mean, certainly all of them present cultural fusion in their own way. But Malta is, it was once, owned by the Romans, at one point by the Greeks. There's so much influence here from basically all of Europe. So it's a wonderful place to, walk off once again, just kind of explore, and just try some different foods here. They actually have their own very authentic style of cuisine, kind of like if you've ever been to Peru, it's like such fusionary cuisine. It's wonderful to just try most anything. Um, Malta is actually, well, Valletta is like one of the very most oldest cities that you could probably encounter. It was actually founded by the Knights of St. John in 1556. So this city goes way, way back, lots of old temples, more ruins, but great opportunities to connect with history and just enjoy a new cosmopolitan city. All right. And now day 12 brings us to another day of cruising. So it's a great opportunity to maybe try those things that you wanted to try. It's your last chance. Maybe try a specialty dining venue. My family and I, we decided to try Le Petit Chef. It is a projection screen onto your tabletop, but it's a really beautiful animation sequence, and it's a tiny chef that will prepare a dish for you. And then the wait staff will bring out the actual thing for you to enjoy. So fun. It's definitely more for like families and kids, but I feel like the child in all of us would so appreciate this experience. So you can see how happy my son is here, and how much they ate, which is like very unordinary. So that was great. But yeah, highly recommend Le Petit Chef. All right. So our last stop on our wonderful journey here together is Barcelona, Spain. So can you believe it? It's been 12 nights at sea, winding and weaving through the Mediterranean, and here we are at Barcelona. So our only Spanish stop. Barcelona, another very cosmopolitan city. There are so many things to see and do, but I think some highlights are Sagrada Familia. It's that beautiful Gothic style cathedral. It's in all the postcards. Um, this is a great area to try some Spanish cuisine, tapas, the tiny plates, that's always delicious as well. But all in all, this is such a beautiful destination. I highly recommend, if you can, if you have the time, staying an extra night or two, just to enjoy, this beautiful space. Make sure you're seeing all that you can of it, and really just immersing yourself in Spanish culture as much as you can too. So yeah, beautiful areas. You can lovely museums, and yeah, all in all, just a lovely multicultural experience here too. Alrighty, my friends, that was our lovely Mediterranean cruise with Jet Travel. I see you all have the flyers here. So, if you are looking for more information when it comes to availability and pricing, definitely talk to our friends. They are going to be sending a host along with you as well, maybe two. So, you'll have a fully escorted and guided experience throughout. Your taxes and port fees are included in the price, as well as your beverage package. So that's, alcoholic drinks as well. Gratuities on your stateroom are included, and Wi-Fi too. So you can kind of brag to the friends back home about what a great time you had on this trip. And, they're probably here scraping their windshield. So really excellent time to make use of that Wi-Fi, right? All it takes is a $450 deposit by March 26th. So lots and lots of time to think about this, friends. But we are happy to entertain any questions you might have, or thoughts that you might have about sailing. So tell me, what's on your minds? What's it? How many? Oh, great question. So celebrity, we are mid-size in capacity. Most of our ships are around 3,000. The Ascent is 4,000 at maximum capacity. Good question. Yes. Yes. That's a great question. I believe you guys have anytime dining with your group block. So that means you can just kind of go in whenever you're ready. You do have the ability to make reservations if you're a person that likes to dine at the same time every night, but you have the freedom to explore all four of those main dining rooms that we talked about earlier too. So, yep, great question. No excursions are included in the price that you guys see, but those are optional that you can book. We've got a little, brochure online that you could peruse through. You can always book them, on the ship if you like. And then you can also coordinate with travel too. If there's a lot in the group that want to do the same thing, we could see about navigating, a group price. But let them know what you'd like to do. Great question. Yes. Oh, good question. Yeah. Okay. So the question was, if I'm a single, how much would it cost in the cabin? So unfortunately, with singles, we do 200%. So you're basically paying for two people because pricing is based on double occupancy. If you choose to have a third guest in your room, it's usually pricing can vary, but it's usually about half of that first guest cost. So I think what you guys have here is a per person cost, right? Yeah. So it'll be about half of that to have third guest in your room. If that And your third guest will still have drinks, tips, Wi-Fi included. So it's really nice and inclusive as well. Any other questions? Yep, it's included in your rate. So it's not extra and it's unlimited, beer, wine cup, any drinks up to $10. If you are looking at a really top shelf drink, you would just pay the difference in the price. Great questions. Any others? Right. Yep, for sure. And I know, you had asked the question about the single rate, definitely better to find a friend and travel with a friend, experiences are best when they're shared. So, yep, that would be double occupancy rate, whether you have someone with you or not. Oh, yeah, no worries. They they really vary. The bulk of the cost is really dependent on transportation. So if you're looking to go far and wide, it's probably going to be a little bit pricier, but you could do a beach break for, $30 a person. That's where you're just getting a transfer, a bus down to the beach and spending the day. But if you're taking a hot air balloon ride, that probably would run you, maybe like I would expect like $300 a person, when it's all said and done. I'm just thinking about short excursions in Alaska, for example, or, if you're taking helicopter rides, those are far more expensive, but you can kind of find something that fits most budgets. I think a safe average is probably at least like $100 a person if you're looking for short excursions. So dress code. We are we're a relaxed luxury cruise line, so that just means you could really wear what you like. No swimsuits in the main dining room, no pajamas, please. You we say no shorts, but I feel like it's a Mediterranean sailing, so if they are, nice shorts, we probably would allow it. That would be just fine. But if you're like coming in from an excursion and you're in your shorts or your swim gear and you're just like, oh, I don't have the energy to dress up, we also have a buffet that is open always. We have a grill that's open on the pool deck that serves hamburgers, hot dogs, things like that. So there are other venues if you, don't wish to change that you could find. But I'm just looking around the room. None of you here today, you all look great. So nobody would be, rejected from main dining. So we're very relaxed, so don't feel like you need to go and buy a new wardrobe. That's right. You can leave your tux and ball gown at home. We don't get that dressed up. Yep. For sure. Oh, you mean like tender? Let's see. Let's go back. I think it's just a couple. Let's see. So Santorini, you're going to be tendering. It does, but we come with, we have like six, we call them edge launches, six of our own tenders. In Santorini, they allow us to use theirs too. So usually between the tenders that we have access to and theirs, we can usually disembark people pretty quickly, which is nice. But there will be a little bit of bottleneck, once we come in. But I think we get there so early. Yes, thank you. It's so early that it really won't, if you're a person that's just going to get up and go as you choose, you probably won't encounter a lot of bottleneck. But if you're getting out on a short excursion, you might be just a little bit of a wait to get to a tender boat. Oh, good question. Different currencies. I believe everything's the euro on this trip because you have, I know Spain, Italy, Greece. Yeah. Okay. Turkey is EU, so I'm certain they use the euro. Malta, I'm really sure is EU as well. I think it's just euros on this trip that you have to worry about. All right, just euros. A quick poll, would this be everyone's first trip to Europe? Just a couple. Okay, okay. So just things to consider when you're going to Europe. If you're looking at bringing your appliances, make sure they are dual voltage or that you have an outlet converter. If they are not dual voltage, you'll want an outlet adapter, that making sure that it's like converting your electric current so you don't, I know in the movies they always talk about everything around you goes down. What really happens is that your hairdryer dies. So if you want to prevent that, look for that dual voltage and make sure you have an adapter too. The ship is okay. So ship has two-prong US outlets. Thank you, Janine. But if you choose to do a pre or post stay, any hotel you stay in probably would not have the US outlet. So you'll want to make sure you've got, an adapter converter if you need it. Ah, good question. Yes, there is a laundry service on the ship. Usually it's a pay per piece, so it can get costly. My advice to you though is, we mid cruise will offer up a laundry deal. So we'll do a bag of laundry for you for $50. It's not a huge bag, but like if you need a couple things washed, I think my husband washed about, gosh, maybe like half his items that he packed while we were traveling. But yeah, that's probably the best way to do laundry unless you want to do it off ship. You'll find a lot of laundry services too. That might be more affordable. Good questions, guys. Yes, good question. So how do I get from Rome to Civitavecchia, the pier? It's a couple hours drive. So you can take a bus. You could take a taxi. That would be pretty costly. I think let Jet know when you intend to get down there and they can help you find the right transportation that suits your budget. I know we at Celebrity, we offer like a city center transfer. You just have to get to, I think it's Crown Plaza, which is pretty central, for all of the hotels in Rome. And I believe I think it was $30 a person if you just need like a quick price point on getting down there. Good question. Any others? Yeah. Oh, okay. Good question. Is there going to be a language barrier on this trip? You might find in some destinations there will be. Your major cities, it probably won't be. So like Rome, Athens, Barcelona, those should be pretty easy to navigate. They're multicultural cities. They're used to getting tourists from all over the world. Um, some of your smaller Greek ports, there might be a little bit of difficulty, but I'll tell you the places that I've been to, no, we had no issues whatsoever. I don't speak a word of Greek. So that, I think by far and large, you'll be just fine. Turkey, I can't really speak to. I think that's probably going to be the most exotic of the destinations that, yeah. Okay. But yeah, again, these are all like very touristy cities. So they're used to having travelers from far and wide and typically have, multilingual staff and they're such friendly and warm people too. So like they'll go and they'll find somebody who can speak English if they themselves don't. Any other questions? No? All right. Well, thank you all so very much for spending your evening with us. Before